While beat-em-ups aren't technically a prevalent genre for anime fans, the Phantom Breaker series has stood out for its character designs, cameos, and intriguing narrative compared to some of the more established IPs. However, it has endured numerous ports and re-releases, making its legacy tricky for complete newcomers to approach, especially when considering the separate fighting game entities. Thankfully, Rocket Panda Games has looked to remedy those downsides with a full-scale remake of the original Mages developed Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds, this time made in Unreal Engine 5, and titled Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate. Given the scale of this effort, this remake could have gone any number of ways. Yet, at least based on our early access to the Steam demo, Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate does seem like an ideal revival in presentation and feel. The Steam demo of Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds only features the tutorial stage and then the first full stage. However, it does contain a slew of 12 playable characters, including 2 from the Science Adventure series, Kurisu from Steins and Frau from Robotics Notes. Naturally, I just played as them the whole time. Truthfully, there isn't much to comment on because this just consists of the early hours of the game. Still, it is worth emphasizing how smooth the gameplay experience is. Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate boasts an immaculately consistent frame rate. When coupled with the absolutely gorgeous Chibi presentation, it makes an undeniable feast for the eyes that doesn't compromise on inputs. If the full game is this smooth with its frame rate for the entire time, then fans are in for a treat. The shift to Unreal Engine 5 was ultimately for the best. The gameplay itself is fairly typical for arcade beat-em-ups, with the menu housing lists of required inputs to perform basic movements and special maneuvers. If you have any experience with this genre, the barrier to initial entry will be kind of low. Still, intrigued newcomers don't have much to worry about either, since there are 3 selectable difficulty levels. You can take your time getting up to speed with several combo types and quirks for each character. One of the most standout mechanics is the presence of 2 playable lanes that you and the enemies can cross between. This means that during gameplay, you must be cognizant of your surroundings across both planes. I was honestly somewhat surprised by the inclusion of an English dub, even for Kurisu and Frau. I don't remember if the previous releases had an English dub, but it's nice to see it here in this upcoming definitive iteration. And speaking of those 2 characters, their animations and combos are delightful since they contain innumerable references, such as summoning characters from their respective entries to assist in attacks. The Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate Steam demo will only be available between October 13th and October 20th during Steam Next Fest. Additionally, the demo supports local co-op with up to 3 players. The full game will let players challenge up to 8 players worldwide with cross-platform online play as well. Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate will be released on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on February 13th, 2025. Physical editions are also on the way. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixels run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.